Hi, I'm Dr. Riffat. I'm here to present my final project for large data visualization. It has 4 parts. For the part 1, I have to create a graph that represents the relationship between a student and 15 other people. For that part, I have created this graph and I have chosen Zartash and her connections with 14 other people. In this graph, we can see that the connection of Zartash with 14 other people. And these connections are shown by green line and dotted blue line. The solid green line displays a strong relationship, while dotted blue line shows weak relationship. The length of the line also demonstrate the strength of the relationship. The shorter the length of the line, the stronger the relationship. So in this graph, we can see that Zartash knows 7 people and she is friend with 3 people. So we can see that Zartash is friend with Humaira, Suhail and Fatima. But we can say that Zartash is a very good friend with Humaira and Fatima and has strong relationship than with Suhail. We can see that Zartash knows Aman, Momul, Zoha, Zahir, Mahroush, Sophia and Farah. But we can say that Zartash knows very well Aman and Farah as compared to Zoha. And that we can see that the length of the line that is connecting Zartash and Aman is shorter than the length of the line that connects Zartash and Zoha. This is a very interactive graph that shows the relationship between different people. So this is actually a screenshot of the graph that I have made. And now I can show you another screenshot of the graph that shows the connections of Humaira with other people. Humaira is friend of Zartash. We can see that we have seen in the previous slide that Zartash is friend with Humaira. And here we can see that Humaira knows 5 people and she is friend with 6 people. And these connections are shown by the green lines and dotted blue lines. The green lines shows a very strong relationship and the dotted blue line shows a weak relationship. And in another slide, I have a screenshot of another relationship that shows the connection of Fatima with other people. Fatima is a friend of Zartash, and we can see how Fatima is connected to other people and Zartash can connect to other people with that. So here Fatima has, we can see that Fatima knows 2 people and Fatima is friend with 7 people. And these connections are also again shown by the strong relationship are shown by the green lines and the weak relationship are shown by the dotted blue line. In the next slide, we see Suhail's relationship with other people, and we can see that Suhail is friend with 5 people and Suhail knows 4 people. This is a very interactive graph to show the relationship of one person with other people. So now coming to the second part of the project, exploring a crime data set with Tableau. So in this part, we have to explore a crime data set. In this dataset, each criminal case is associated with the FBI code, and each case is classified as primary type of a crime. Each case is identified with a case number. So in this graph, I have to explore the number of crimes that are associated with each FBI code. So in this graph, I have, this is a heat map, and here this is a bar graph. In this heat map, we can see that each FBI code is associated with a certain number of records. So the highest number of records is associated with FBI code 6. And that we also can see in this bar graph that FBI code 6 is associated with the highest number of crimes. That the second highest is FBI code 08 and so on. So now coming to the next slides, that shows the number of criminal cases for each primary type of crime. I have made a bar graph to show the number of criminal cases for each primary type of a crime. So there are many primary types of crimes like theft, battery, criminal damage, narcotics, other offenses, assault, we can say motor vehicle accidents, and here we can see that the highest number of records are associated with theft. And there are a few primary types of crimes which are less than 10,000 number of records. Now coming to the next slide, here we are exploring the data set for the number of crimes for each FBI code and primary type. Here we can see that FBI codes are here on the top, and the primary types of crimes are at the bottom, and here the number of records on the y-axis. So we can see that theft is associated with highest number of crimes, and it is also the FBI code that is associated with theft. It's 06. There are few primary types of crimes that though are associated with more than one FBI codes. We can see battery is associated with two types of FBI code, two FBI codes, 04B and 08B. And FBI code 26 is associated with 15 primary types of crimes. Also, we can see that assault is associated with two FBI codes. One is 08A and the other is 0 here. So there are some FBI codes that are associated with only one primary type of crime, but there are FBI codes that are associated with more than one type of primary type of crimes. But that is so obvious in this data set that the theft is the primary type of a crime that has the most number of records. So now going to the next slide, that tells us about the number of crimes over years. So the whole data that is collected is from 2001 to 2015, and we can see a declining pattern, declining number of records from 2001 to 2015. And here in this graph, we can see the trend of number of crimes over years. So in 2001, the number of crimes were 485,692, and that came down to 151,632 in 2015. So that shows obvious decreasing pattern in the number of crimes. Now coming to the part 3, data visualization of sales record dataset with Tableau. In this dataset, company collected data of a number of sold products, categories, sale amount, profits, regions, segment of customers, and all other related data. I have chosen to visualize that data set with scatter plot because I think it is the best choice for multivariate visualization. For question 1 of part 3, I have to explore the sales and profit gained from each category in each region. And here is the visualization that I have made for profit and sales that is gained by each category in each region. For the regions, I have selected shapes to show the regions, and colors to show the detail about categories. This visualization gave us a very detailed insight how the sales and profit are doing in each region. So in this slide, we can see that in the central region, how the profit and sales gain from each category. We can see over here that technology in the central region did very well. The sales are very well and the profit is about 33,697. But here we can see in the central region, furniture did a very good sale, but the profit is not good. Even we can see that the company went into loss of 2,871. So now coming to the next slide, which shows the profit and sales gained from each category in each region. We can see that technology, again in the East region, did very well in the sales and profit. And the furniture in the East region also, the sales are very good, but in terms of profit, it's only 3,046. In the next slide, we see the profit and sales gained by categories in the South region. So in the South region, again, we see that technology is doing very well in the sales and profit. The profit gained by the company in the South region in technology is 19,992. But here again, we see that the furniture is the same as it did in East and Central region. The profit is 6,771. So now this is another screenshot of the visualization that I have made with Tableau. And this shows the sales and profit by each category in the West region. So in the West region, we see that the maximum sales that has been done, it's in the technology department, and the maximum amount of profit that has been gained is in the office supplies. So in the West region, we can say that company did very well in the office supplies category. And but also technology did very well too in the West region. So overall, we can say that in all the regions, technology category is the one that earned the most sales and profit. Now coming to the question 2, where we have to explore the sales and profit gained from each category and segment of customers in each region. So here is the visualization that I made to explore the profit and sales by each segment in each region. And here I added the customer segment part with the size of the shapes. So the bigger size is representing the consumers, the moderate size representing the corporate, and the smaller size representing the home office segment of the customers. So in this slide, I have just taken a screenshot to show how the consumers are doing, how the company is getting the sales and profit from the consumer segments of the customers. So we can see that in the West and East region, the technology again is number one in creating the most sales and profit by consumers. So means company is doing very well in the technology department and selling the most of the products, technology products, to the consumers. But here we can see that in the central region, the company went into loss and is not doing well in the furniture category. So here is another slide to show the corporate segment, how they are doing in the market and how they are, a company is doing to gaining the profit and sales from the corporate segment of the customers. So we can see that in the West region, the company is doing well in the office supplies. and company is gaining profit and sales from the corporate segment over there. And in the next slide, we can see the profit and sales gain from the home office segment. And this is the smallest size that is representing the home office segment. Now coming to the part 4, that is about the narrative visualization and visual design. Question 1 of the part 4, discuss the topics of narrative visualization, focusing on telling stories with data visualization. What is narrative visualization? Oxford English Dictionary defines narrative as an account of series of events and facts given in order with the establishment of connection between them. Storytelling is a very powerful tool to convey the message of hidden in data in an effective and interesting way. Visual storytelling is not only helping us to understand a complex data efficiently, but also provide a narrative that is compelling and drives the audience to take actions. Narrative storytelling brings data to life. Scientifically speaking, visual cortex of human brain is the largest of all. An average person can retain only 10% what he or she hears when tested after 72 hours. But when the same information is delivered in the form of a storytelling visualization, that person can retain up to 65% of the information. Here in this image, we can see that 90% of the information transmitted to the brain is visual. 80% of people remember what they see. Visuals are processed 60,000 times faster in the brain than text. And 40% of people will respond better to visual information than text. Effective storytelling with data visualization involves 3 main aspects: visual design, messaging and adding text to visual design, and number 3 is interactivity and engagement. Now, let's go through all these main aspects one by one. Visual design. It's not just about creating a graph or a pie chart, but it's about representing a data with the right chart to maximize the comprehension. It is very important to select a right visual design that displays the data effectively and efficiently. We need to know our goals, what we want to tell, what we want to communicate to others. And also, when we are choosing the data visual design, we need to consider our audience. What are their goals and priorities? What are their beliefs and expectations? What is the seniority level? Because what and how we present to the CEO will be different than to a mid-level manager. The second aspect is messaging and adding text to visual design. Graphs are all abstracts, and words give meaning to them. By blending the narrative and visuals, one can create a visualization that effectively conveys the business insight. So here we can see in this visualization that there is a heading on the top of the visualization. So that heading, by adding that headline, it emphasizes the specific point that we want to tell. So if that heading is not there, we will not know what is this graph about. So heading makes a difference. And in this graph, in this image, we can see that there are annotations. So these annotations tells us about specific points that this graph this data wants to tell us. And the third aspect is the interactivity and engagement. A visualization is only effective if it is interactive and it keeps the audience engaged. So how we can do that? How we can keep the audience engaged? How we can keep the audience interactive? Adding human and animated elements will make the visualization attractive. A good presentation and communication skills also play a vital role in keeping the audience engaged. So all in all, we can say that the narrative visualization is a powerful way of conveying the message, getting the insight of a business in an interesting and effective way. It not only gives lives to statistical data, but helps understanding any complex data. Now coming to the question 2 of the part 4, discuss the topic of design and best practices of data visualization. There are 5 best practices of data visualization. Number 1, define a clear purpose. Number 2, know your audience. Number 3, choose the right visual. Number 4, provide context. Number 5, keep things simple and clear. And number 6 is design for user engagement. Let's go through them one by one. So number 1 is define a clear purpose. Before creating a visualization, explore the data. Clearly define the purpose and priorities. That will make the end result more useful and prevent wasting of your time in creating the visuals that are unnecessary. Should answer vital strategic questions, help solve real problems and provide real values. Number 2 is know your audience. Before creating any visualization, you should consider your audience. Who is the visualization designed for? What are their goals and objectives? And who will be looking at the visualization? It should be compatible with the audience expertise. Number 3 is choose the right visuals. It is very important to choose the right kind of visualization to explore the data effectively. As I have said this before, it is not just to make a pie chart or bar graph. Right chart or graph will make the data easier to understand. The right visual design will illustrate and supports the points that you want to make. There are many kinds of graphs that we can choose from. Here is a bar graph. Bar graphs are used to compare the quantitative data. And here is the line graph. Line graphs are used to track the trends and compare changes over time. Scatter plot and bubble charts, they are used for multivariate visualization. Pie chart, they are used to compare the part of a whole. Heat map actually it is a system of color coding to represent the different values. Now coming to the 4th point, that is provide context. An excellent data visualization technique is the one which uses color, text, arrows, and other visual cues to help the viewers to comprehend the data in an effective way. Number 5 is keep things simpler and clear, and number 6 is design for user engagement. So while creating a visualization, try to keep the visualization simple and digestible. Avoid using any visual graph that doesn't accurately represent the data, like 3D pie graph, and do not overload the visualization with text and colors. I think this is all for my whole presentation. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much.